Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. We're here, Ben Shalom, another successful stadium show, a terrific event. Weather almost tried its best to, give it a bit of spice, but look, it held off. Terrific main event. Chris Billam-Smith seems to be getting better and better and better. The fundamentals are all done really well. Shane's pleased. You must, as his promoter, be over the moon with that.
Yeah, look, fairy tale really. Fucking unbelievable to think what he's done in the past 12, 18 months. And he came through again, and as you said, levels above, and made a very dangerous fighter look lackluster. Richard didn't perform. He'll be very, very disappointed, but unbelievable event. As I say, I've said a few times, the team did incredibly well. I have to thank Crystal Palace. They put on a show. The fan zone, the entertainment, the performers, everyone. 600 people worked on tonight's event, and it was an amazing event. And as you said, thankfully, the weather held off, and by the time the fight started, we were in a good spot.
Something a little bit different. So these events take a lot of work putting them together, a lot of stress. Can you actually enjoy these events, or are you almost looking around thinking, "Oh, is everything working? Is it going well?" And then once it's done, is it like relief? What an event kind of thing. Talk to me how it is from a promoter's point of view.
When you go to the O2 or you go to Wembley Arena or Manchester Arena, it's literally plug in and play. And so it's an easy option as a promoter, but coming to a stadium, there's nothing quite like it, and you get to build everything from scratch. You get to put on entertainment that you wouldn't be able to in an arena, and you get to deliver basically fighters' dreams, because every fighter grows up and dreaming of fighting in stadiums, particularly if they've got an association to a football club. And for me, building the next generation of fighters, the superstars of the future, if you look throughout history, it's very tribal, and whether you're from Sheffield or whether you're from Manchester or whether you're from Newcastle, you want that huge local support, and being able to attach it to a football club is massive for the fighters. Look what it's done for Chris Billam-Smith. Richard today, phenomenal. He would have never thought that he could get numbers like that to one of his fights, and that's what happens when you're with a football club. Obviously, we're going to Barnsley next with Callum Simpson, and for me, look, he's got a really tough fight, and it almost reminds me of the Isaac Chamberlain fight in a way. Like it's gonna be so tough, but if he can come through, the world's his oyster. And the interest he's got in Barnsley and Yorkshire is similar to Chris Billam-Smith. I can see something really happening there.
Yeah, I know Callum very well. He's big in Yorkshire, my neck of the woods. Is this part of your legacy as a promoter that pleases you the most? The fact that it's very hard to please everybody all the time. Boxing's gone all the way around the world, Saudi, the States and whatever. But to have the fights in the UK and to make these big nights possible, the stadium shows, the Bournemouth, the Selhurst Park, they're making a Shields Marshall on the first year at Brook Khan. Are these one of them things where it's on your list of things where you look back and go, you know what, we're doing all right to say we've only been going a short period?
Yeah, look, we focus on what we are, which is British boxing, and we want to put on the biggest nights we possibly can in British boxing, and ultimately our biggest duty is to our fighters. And so whether it's Tasha Jonas in Liverpool, whether it's Savannah Marshall in Newcastle, whether it's Lauren Price in Cardiff, whether it's Callum Simpson in Barnsley, Chris Billam-Smith in Bournemouth, the list goes on and on and on. Richard Riakporhe tonight, it's about creating their opportunities. It's about building them as best we can. That's the job of a promoter, and we just want to continue to do that and do the best that we can for our fighters.
I've got to ask you about Ben Whittaker. I spoke to him in his changing room after the fight, and regarding all the elbows, the headbutts, the madness that was going on in that ring, and I think he loves it as well. I said to him, look, you've done your thing in the UK. You as a promoter must want to take him overseas and just go, look, go on, go do your thing over here, go add to your fan base, because whether you like him, loathe him, hate him or whatever, he's must-watch TV.
Look, he was going to create headlines tonight, and there was always going to be people that don't like it, people that like it, but you can, as you said, you can take him around anywhere. It's almost like having there's people tonight that bought tickets only because they wanted to come and see Ben Whittaker, and I promise you the amount of interest that we get just from that is unprecedented for us. For me, the key is to headline next. I want him to have the local fan base. I want him to be able to sell arenas, and so we're going to be going to Wolverhampton next, and that's a big step up for him. To headline, it's going to have to be a big fight, and I think he's ready for it. And yes, of course, fighting in the States is a big thing. So really, this year I'd like to do one in the Midlands and then one over in the US as well, because obviously we work with NBC Peacock, and they can't quite believe that they have a UK fighter that delivers them the numbers that he does over there, and people forget that and people miss that. It's great for boxing that we have someone that can attract new fans into the sport, and so we want him to continue to build, continue to box in different places, continue to bring more fans into the sport.
100%. Ben Shalom, I appreciate your time. I know it's so I'm going to let you get off. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.